Welcome back, YouTube. This is day 10 of 365 days of writing a short story until I become a better storyteller, artist, and writer. The story before this one was the outline, just pure thought with all mistakes. This story today is more pretty and polished, it's a little bit more structured. I even changed the title. And without further ado, Where the Wild Friends Are revised. Locked arms tucked her hands away, hugging herself tightly. Furrowed eyebrows and rosy cheeks. This is the face of disappointment. Heavy sighs were spelled out with every exhale. Next to her was her book bag, unzipped halfway. A pink binder inched out with every turn. Attached to the binder was a note reading, "Leah is still misbehaving in class." She ripped up another student's homework. Next to that sentence was a big red frowny face. The car slowed into a complete stop at the red light. "Are you ready to talk yet?" She poked her lip out as if an invisible force gently tugged on it. Hmm. Hmm. Is this because we couldn't go anywhere today? She made eye contact with her dad. Moment, briefly, through the rearview mirror. Smile lines formed at the corners of his eyes, as if he knew something he wasn't ready to share. He almost reeled a smile out of her, but she was too immersed into her disappointment, slamming her eyes shut as if they were windows to her joy. She successfully averted happiness. Silently, he chuckled. Moments later, they pulled into their driveway. His phone met his ear. "Yeah, we're here. Your daughter is, well, she was acting up in class again. She's a little grumpy." "Yeah, yeah, well, we'll see you later." All right. All right, bye. The car doors flung open. Without looking, she used her foot to close it. Up the stairs she went. Thump, 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 thump. Her arms still embracing herself. Dad's keys jingled. The doors tossed open. "Go start on your homework in the dining room." That was the last straw that broke the camel's back. She wailed, darting to the dining room. Her arms unraveled and dangled to her side. Then high knees at a measured distance. She whined louder. But something caught her attention, breaking her stride. Multicolored balloons are attached to the four corners of the table. A stack of paper plates and cups matched in coordination with the balloons and lettering. There's an abundance of mini bags of chips. Finally, multiple boxes of pizza towered over everything. She gasped. Then, surprise! So many familiar faces from school popped from their hiding places, along with their parents and her family members. Her face, her wincing face rejoiced. Her older sibling approached. She leaned forward. "Come with me to see your second surprise." They skipped to the enclosed porch. Her sister gripped the drawstring to the blinds and pulled down and outwards, revealing a giant yellow inflatable house. Waving from the entrance was her uncle. "Wow, a bounce house too?" Next, next was the obstacle course and a man setting up two giant speakers and a white table. On the table was a funny but fancy looking device. "Come on, kids, let's go outside." The excitement was enough to charge a city block. They jolted down the stairs. Leading the pack was Leah. Herd of children, halt. Everyone lined up behind the birthday girl. While they waited their turn, some kids decided to branch off onto the obstacle course, which was being supervised by Leah's older brother. The first set of children entered the bounce house. The buoyancy was immediate. Laughter bounced around just as much as their bodies did. It breathed to a continuous rhythm of kinetic energy, lifting them through the air. They tennis balled through every square inch of the bounce house. Elsewhere, the DJ's hands danced on the turntables. The speakers blared with kids bops versions of the trendiest summer music. The children hopped around, but one child stole the show. With the seriousness on her face like a veil, she displayed a well-rehearsed routine. The adults cheered her on admiringly. The time had come to enjoy some pizza. The herd of children sprinted back into the house, with Leah in the lead. The pizza line was moving. Her father delivered slice after slice in record timing. Every paper plate was filled. Gooey cheese pools stretched almost infinitely. Chip bags burst open at the top, guzzling down cups of homemade punch. The feast ended. The tower of pizza collapsed. The punch bowl had no depth. The bags of chips balled up in a nearby trash bag, and the sun set. As Leah sat at the table chattering away with her friends, the lights lowered. Happy birthday to you, they sang as a large pink cake with 11 candles was placed before her. The song had finally ended. With a deep inhale, she extinguished each flame with one gust of wind. Dessert was served. Thick slices of pink cake accompanied by a scoop of ice cream brought this party to an end. Hours later, her parents and siblings were cleaning up the last remains of the party. Leah had fallen fast asleep upstairs. Excuse me. The next morning, She's awoken by a wet lapping noise. She tossed and turned, feeling around with her hands. A soft coat, but it moved constantly. She sat forward, peeling her eyes open to a hazy brown mass, panting. Aroof, Aroof. She took her palms to clear the remaining haze as well as the remaining sleep from her eyes. Her father, leaning up against the wall, look at what I got you. A puppy, she gasped. I love him. She gathered the big bellied baby in her arms. Her dad walked over, crouching down. He patted the dog's head. Well, what will you name him? She pondered for a few seconds, but she didn't come up with anything. I'll tell you later. You have to wash him, walk him, and feed him. She was giddy with joy. It lasted a few days, but she soon found out how much of a responsibility it truly is. The puppy was very compulsive. The puppy was very compulsive. Often, when it was chow time, he flipped his bowl. After walking him, he would still poop or urinate in the kitchen. Bath time was the worst. When she brought home homework, he'd tear it apart. She had her work cut out for her. She often wished he could respond, figuring if he could speak, she could understand him better. One day, while he ran back and forth in the backyard, She sat and observed. Her father sat beside her. He's a lot of work, huh? She nodded in agreement. See how he acts? He has an attitude. He tears things apart. And he's a bad boy, right? She nodded in agreement. You have to have grace with these things, understanding that patience takes time and you can't rush things, but you have to be able to have patience. I think you've learned your lesson. Monday, make sure you apologize to Mrs. Frizzle and your classmate, okay? This time she didn't look away, accepting her mea culpa. Suddenly, an idea struck her like lightning. Wild Boy is his name. That's what I'm going to name him. Wild Boy. Finn, you show up because something is meaningful and it's dependent on you. We show up because it's meaningful. Nothing is for no reason. Everything is connected to everything. This is day 10. Yeah.